I am now on day 49. That's my cutie doggies. They're sleeping inside my workshop. Oh, I have to be very careful when I get out because they will jump out and I'll be chasing them on the road. So I hear some engine going on. Oh, someone's spraying my mangoes. So day 49 on my budget bungalow build. And this morning I heard the bad news that the lockdown for Cebu City is extended until the May 31st, the end of this month. So I'm really disappointed because I was thinking of I'll be finished this Saturday. I can be able to go around Talisay to pick up the windows that I want to put in and the doors. But unfortunately I can't. Then I have to keep the guys employed because I can't get the people that it's hard after the lockdown to get the windows installer for the windows and doors. So I'm thinking of starting the road project. I'll separate some of the workers. They will be on the road project. That will be the road project build. And I had a funny comment, the most stupidest comment I ever received. This is from Inday Earns on my castle and my guest house video. She said, "It's a lie. My castle is an abandoned house." And on my guest house, she said, "Really? Inday? B, girl, don't look at me with your green eyes. Look at me. If I can do this, you can do it." That's how I look at people when I was from the squatter. I admire the people that succeed. And I said, if they can do it, I can. You should not be looking at me with your green eyes. You should be looking at me with inspiration that you can do the same, if not better. And if people would like this kind of stories like I had, I got a lot of friends like me. And they are successful now. From rags to riches story. You only have determination and be prepared to do hard work. That's all there is. Because she's saying that my house is abandoned, an abandoned house. I even got videos of collage when I build my castle. I got people staying in my guest house. None of them said it's just a dream. They have stayed. Now I arrive here, so Inday, please be inspired, not babe. Look at everything with green eyes, because that will be the #1 downfall. I have to get down because since the lockdown's extended, my family voted out that they want to have pizza now because they were hoping that by Friday be the end of the lockdown in 2 days' time. But since the president of the Philippines announced that it will be extended in our area, which is Cebu City, until that May 31st. So they now get so fed up with my cooking that I need to get them pizza because I am also getting some electrical stuff because I have a person there working for the electric company who will be transferring the electrical connections for me from the old house. Then I could knock down the old house. So I'm taking my car with the odd number today, Wednesday. So this one got an odd number, so it's okay. The other one, my old banger, is even. I like driving my old banger because it looks cool. Like nobody will even look at you because it's looking old outside. But it's been with me for so long. But yeah, going back to the electrical problem I have, I'm not gonna be chipping the rendered wall. I told him to have it all surface mounted. They have been living with electricals that is surface mounted, and that's what they're gonna have. I don't want to be having a special day just chipping all the things so it'd be cleaner for them, because you know what's gonna happen. The house will be back to where it was, all color black from the smoking that they do, the cooking open fire, and the stuff that they do us just when I went into their old house, it's just so messy. And so why am I going all of the way? This is far better build than what they have. So this is my way going down to the city. As you can see, it's all cemented road like you've seen before, so I might just switch off and then continue filming when I'm around in the city, because it's without the traffic now, it just takes me about 15 minutes to go to the city. Switching off. I'm here in Bungalow area now of Cebu City, because that is where Shakey's is located. That's open until 5 p.m. So I might just as well pick it up for my family, because they have gotten sick and fed up with my cooking, as they say. So since I'll be picking up electrical stuff, might I just as well give them the Shakey's to shut them up and leave me alone. So you can see that the streets are all so quiet and deserted. I'm nearing Shakey's. This is Shakey's Bungalow. So I'm there. Shakey's Cabahog. It's called across Petron Station. So I'll go in there. I'll pick up my takeout. I'm here now inside Shakey's, so you can see they're not even open for dine-in. And this is what's the situation here. You have to order to one area, and you have to wait on chairs that's been distanced and tables, so they release it this way, and then you can wait on these tables here. But they're the only one that's open, the only branch that's open for Shakey's, but they're not even complete with all the pizza flavor that they offer. And they're also open until 5 p.m. only. So 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I have to get it first before I pick up all the electricals on the way back. It will be only on my local hardware anyway. So it's not a fuss, but I just want to show you how they operate here on their takeouts. So I got my Shakey's for my family that they requested, but I don't think they want mode so much because they don't have the Texas chicken barbecue. I got the pepperoni crunch with the pepperoni plain as free, because like you got a card with Shakey's that you're gonna have a buy one take one promo. And so this road here, if you go straight, it'll take you to IT Park. You can see the buildings of IT Park up ahead. And this is IPI, the makers of efficacent oils and Bioderm. Now I'm going to the right, because that's my way, the Talamban way, North District of Cebu City. So it's quite unfortunate that we're still on lockdown, and the place where I live is the North District, belongs to the North District of the city. So we're still, it's not a province, so we're still belonging to the extended enhanced community lockdown or enhanced community quarantine. But I can't get the windows. I was hoping I'd get it this Saturday and I will be filming it, but no, it is unfortunate. So I'll just have to transfer my workers on demolishing the old big couple's house, because I was even making them a new house, because I bought that land some time ago and they haven't moved. Now they promised that they're gonna demolish the house themselves, but you can see that They only pick up the bits and pieces that they like for their dirty kitchen and leave me to it again. So I have to destroy their old house. Otherwise, if I leave it and wait for the lockdown, someone else may move in temporarily. And then when you want them out, can you just wait for a few? Because, I mean, they will take your kindness for granted. So, no. I'll just have to make sure that I demolish it. It's unlivable, and slowly work on the road digging. And because I'm gonna be dig it down first, like 30 centimeters from the road, and then fill it up with rocks to make it settle down, and enough that it can be drive over, and to let the soil settle down first before I do any concreting or anything. But I will put a string to make sure that the boundaries are defined before the old couple will start using it again. And then we want them to move, and it will take time, or you pay to have them move, like I did now, making a bungalow to have them move. But I'm almost there. I'm very positive that I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, except for the doors and windows, of course. And by today, I had a person there working from used to work for the electric company, and then he gave in my projects. He's the one I install. I let him transfer the wirings from the electric company and make sure that I got the proper cables connected to my inside the house. I mean, giving power towards my house. So he's doing it now. I'll be filming it in a minute, but I'll just pick up some electrical cables and wires. I want him to do the surface mounting. So, done. I don't want to be worried about the aesthetic, because I only gonna be doing the aesthetics for the benefit of the ears. The old couple themselves don't care. They've been living in that kind of mess for so many years, and now they want aesthetic looks. It's like when they were requesting that, oh, can you tile the floors? Really? Can you tile the floors when you haven't been living any tiled floors the rest of your life, and then you find out that it was the heir who wants it tiled, so he don't have to do anything when he inherited. And all the demands that I have met with the old building of this house is the heirs. Now you can see what will happen. But like I said, almost there. Another week, I think it's all done, the rendering, because when they were rendering first, and they're doing it with the strings and stuff like that, taking it so long with the thick rendering, I had a good talk with Bredo and Tony that this is not gonna be happening. I'm on a budget, and you are doing what I don't like to see. Prolong it for the job, because if you want to, I'll just stop the job. No prolonging. But if that's the target, is to prolong the job, I'll just stop it now. So it does help, the good talk that I have with them. So we are now, I just got down from the overpass. We are now here on Talamban area. You can see the Spice Indian restaurant on the right side. And I think you've seen this drive of mine before. So the one that's been following me. And so that's the Gulyas College of Medicine on the right side. And another private school that soon be transferring, Bright Academy, because they're looking for plots around near our area. Because you know, in Pitos, the Cebu International School is located, and Maria Montessori International School is on the other side near San Jose Road, also very near my place. And Bright Academy is actually scouting for land to transfer, because I think they have 5 years on their lease there on that land. So I've seen the manager there, the daughter of the owner, and then I talked to our neighbor that she was actually the one that I also use for processing documents, queuing up on the long queues, and he was with her looking for plots around the area. So it might be another international school. been coming up there. So I have done my petrol, so I don't need to get some petrol. So this is the situation of our roads. You can see that the traffic is not used to be, but it's not quiet. There are still people going out, even though that there's coding. There are still people going out, like me, because it's just getting on so long now for us here in Cebu City. It's been like, it's gonna be 1.5 months this Friday. Now we're extended, so we're gonna be 2 months we've been quarantined. So it just becomes boring to be in house arrest. But what can we do? We belong to the urban areas. Although we're living on the hills, but we still belong to Cebu City, so we're part of it. So I'm gonna have to pick up some electrical on our local hardware. So I have to switch off so I could drive faster. This is the local hardware that I used to buy. I keep on buying my stuff because they're the cheapest around here. So I just bought my what's my needed electrical cable, electrical tape, and the screws. So I'm off now. I'll be filming the transfer of our electrics over. I'll just wait for it to clear. Still someone coming there, so I'm gonna go and follow on the right road. There's a red car coming, but okay. Oops. Samuka ni mo eh. Samuka ni mo eh means you're a nuisance. This motorbike just suddenly appear rushing while you're crossing the road, but it's fine. He just slowed down when he saw that I crossed over. So here I'm back, driving back to our place. This is Bakayan area, where you see one of the high-end subdivision upcoming here, or already been operating but not full up. The Pristina North. There on the right side, you can see it. That's Pristina North. That's a very expensive subdivision. 50,000 per square meter or more or less, like that. But I know it's somewhere there. And this is the Bakayan area. You got a motorbike store there, but mostly it's junk shops. They're buying all the junks. And sometimes that's where you see some abandoned water tanks that my neighbors will buy and have it all welded together. And that's our local supermarket, the Gaisano Bakayan supermarket, only a tiny supermarket. And this is like our local Dan Enrico is our local hardware, the biggest around here, but not the economical way, because they're aircon inside, so their prices is a bit expensive than the one where I'm getting mine materials from Gemini. And this one here, this is Bilya Layson, and we have a 7-Eleven coming there. So we are now leaving Bakayan area, entering Pitos. Now you can see, I don't see what's the logic behind blocking one side of the road and you're not doing any inspecting. Look what they've done. We can just go through where they're sitting on one side, and what they're doing is just sitting down. They're not even checking. I mean, what is the point of this? It's just making it awkward. Then you can see all the 10-wheelers still hauling, which is the best time for them to haul because it's not so traffic. The worst one when you meet them during the rush hour, oh, that's why they're banned. They can only go out on certain times before the rush hour. That's their deadline, 4 o'clock, because the rush hour is expected about 4, 5, 6, 7, and then they can go out again at 8. But this time I've seen them freely going back and forth. That's our gasoline station. That's my friend's house there. And there's another little subdivision called Laurelville Heights. Across is Metropolis. And beside it is the one I featured, 888 Summer Breeze. But you can see, this is the Pitos area. When we pass by the Villalason, you are entering Pitos area. And in here in Pitos, you'll have the Cebu International School. And across Cebu International School is a high-end subdivision called Prevea Hills. So, and Pitos means narrow and tight. Pitos. So it used to be so narrow and tight here that when you meet the 10-wheelers, you only got like have a leeway on one side. But now they have cemented these roads and moved the houses a bit, so it'd be 2 lane. But it used to be just 1 lane and just leeways. It used to have a big tree here, when you can see that there's still the whole of the roots of the tree, or the tree there used to have another big one that serves as a leeway. I'm gonna have to go to this puddle. So all you can see in the city is all these food deliveries, Lala Move, Food Panda, Grab Food, the Cebu International School. And we have a college here called Asian Computer Technology, or ACT College. There you can see on the left side. Now I'm turning to the right, to the left. I'm just watching that big truck I'm gonna meet. Who's turning first than me? I'll switch off so I'll be safer. I'm going down back to day 49 in my budget bungalow build. I have to get down to buy all the cables, wires and electrical tape and those clips. I left it there in the building site. I'm meeting up Daloy. I wonder what he's wanting. Asaka? Snack? Oh. So he's just picking up snacks for the guys. Let's see what they are into here, because sometimes it's only me and the Lloyd that they're watching. We've done that before in our build, when we were building that other house in the 198 square meter before, the one on the plan. They're only watching me and the Lloyd if we're around, and then that's where I suffered much of the pilferage that I also discovered. So this one, since it's only a few crew, I hope there's not much, but I know the favoring the relations. This is what my problem with this one, because they're related to the old couple. I had an electrician checking this connection that they had before, and he said they're so lucky that they haven't caught fire. All their electrical thing that they use is like very dangerous. So hopefully this time it'll be a lot better. But I don't want to be, like I said, doing all the cheap walls, doing more than what is they're used to. Because like I said, I've gone past worrying with all their demands. They can have what they got there. See here that we transferred that electric connection that they have here now. So that's the wire that's coming through the house. It's just move from that on the roof to here. So now that means that we can knock down the house, because their electric connection was not there. It's done by someone that used to work for the electric company. And again, I was surprised that it related to them as well. Like I tell you, this is another. This is what Fredo done this morning. Because he's the only one who's doing the rendering. While this person here, you can see climbing on my ladder, is the one installing the electric. But it's also related to them again. How can I find not related to them? I'm shocked myself. So that's the breaker that coming in. Here comes. 60 amps. So Tony is taking out the frames of the windows and doors upstairs. So you can see he got 3 there, ready to put into the windows. But it's taking him so long. I mean, I think he's trying to make it better, whatever. Because he's there chiseling it all out. But like I said, I just want it all done. And also, there's a couple of drops from the rain yesterday, so they have sorted it out, like some mist nails that don't have the sealant, but we got loads of sealant left, so it was sorted. So I hired another person for the electrics because they're becoming slower now to make it all done, finished and done, and we're gone. That's my motto in this build now. So they had somebody else in there doing their dirty kitchen, but that's what my next plan is. Now the electric is done, is to demolish the house before somebody else live in there. I've seen that their grandson is also taking out some sheets. Some sheets that they can use on their dirty kitchen, but they will not attempt to take out the sheet on the top. I bet you that. Only the one that they can reach. They leave it to me to sort it all out. Because you can see where the pipe there near the window, that will be straight on to the here. I will put a string so you can actually see where the road's gonna be. And as of the moment, like you notice they park their motorbikes here, and if you don't leave it, like you just leave it without destroying the house because I'm resting. I'm thinking that what my plan of resting for 2 weeks, I don't think it will happen, because I need to get this ASAP done before anything will happen that you will be moving them out. Because like the old couple has already moved out and then somebody else moved in, because some houses got that same problem. And they will be staying there while the court will be just processing the due process of law. And despite owning the land, you still gotta go through that if somebody else is very awkward. And sometimes they take your kindness as weakness. So it has to be demolished ASAP. So what you're looking at here is the electrical connection that's been transferred. Another reason that I'm showing you this side as well, because I got a lot of question about how much it cost me for the rendering. Now what you're looking at here is the wall that totals from end to end 6 meters. So there's a column in the middle. So from the end side here to the column where the electrical meter is, that's about 3 meters in between the columns. So when they were doing those strings attached kind of rendering and very thick, which I was moaning about before, instead of now that's faster because they just wipe it off. That was costing me 400 pesos per square meter. Now, that's materials and labor. Now, with this new style that I want them to be doing the rendering, is now costing me, as I calculate, will be 180 pesos per square meter. So this is the whole outside wall is about 30 meters, I think. Not counting the internal, but that's what you can see, that this kind of rendering that I'm saying is now that what you're seeing, what Fredo is doing without the strings attached on it, because that was taking like hours just to had the strings on. And because they want to get the level, I don't know who they're trying to impress. I'm not impressed, the one that's paying their wages. But oh my god, they are trying to get impressive to their relations. But then again, I get an electrician only to discover they're again related. How can I be getting away? Like I said, they're just interbreeding here. And so that is the pricing they for people that's asking how much is the rendering cost or the finishing cost. Finishing, we call it in here in the Philippines. So going inside here, you can see that Predo is the only one rendering, but they've done a whole wall, a 3-meter wall that to the column, because in between the column is 3 meters, and from the height to the top is like 2.7. That one there. So there you can see this kind of rendering is 180 pesos per square meter. So I'll give you the total later on, how much it's all gonna cost me when it's all done. But that is the pricing that you can imagine. And I got some comments that I cannot compare the prices in different places because they got different price. Like my cement here, I get it from 190, and then they're getting it there in their place in Southern Leyte or whatever, there's somewhere in Leyte. That's the purpose of my pricing video. Every hardware got different pricing. Now, you should shop around like I did before you start building, so you know where you source the cheaper materials. So that's the purpose of my pricing. So I give the idea to my viewers and what's the price cost around the Philippines. And also, as I go on different shops, you can see that different hardware got different price. So before you do your build, you need to canvas, what they call it, canvas, where to sort your cheaper cost of materials. I had 2 or 3 shops been checked before I start here. So when I need those windows and doors, I was looking through my videos itself, and I've seen that I could get the wooden doors cheaper than what the Jealousy man, the window installer with Jealousy's glass, is charging me. So that's the purpose of my pricing video, is the repository of information that I will need myself, and also to give ideas to the people that want to build. And I'm so happy to know that a lot of my OFW brothers, my foreigner viewers, are getting inspired and have idea of how to build cheaply but still strong. And like I said, materials cost 60% and labor is 40%. So if you could help with the labor, you know what I mean? That's another way that you can also save on. Like, of course you're gonna have to buy the materials, but like some of the foreigners know how to do building themselves, they can do it. And another thing is monitoring the actual build, monitoring the materials coming in and out, like Anthony 4 Acre said, watching them like a hawk. It works because you will be avoiding the problem of pilferage, avoiding idleness, because you will be watching them. But the thing is that you, as the one who's paying for the build, will have the control. And this time, this is new to me, that instructions are not followed because they're trying to impress their relations. So that's one thing that I've learned. Don't hire relations. Because when I was building my house castle, I get where the Lois place, most of them are from the Lois place, because I had a worker there that used to work in my other house in the subdivision that come from that place. And when I was building the castles, he's the one who's hiring the neighbors of the Loy to work for me, and that's where I discovered the Loy. But none of them is related to anyone. Only this time I have met this kind of problem about the workers are related to that old couple, that of course they want to make an impressions, because people will be asking, who made your roof, who made your this, you done a good job of this. So that's part of it. So now I got an electrician here. I said Torp is mounted, but again, only to discover that again related to them. So you can see that they're now instructing him again what they like. So this is how we buy our sand by the multi-cab full. 450 pesos per multi-cab, and one multi-cab about 45 sacks. That's why I'm costing it at 10 pesos per bag when I'm giving you the running cost of the sand and gravel. It's the same, 450 and 45 bags. Because I had to add another multi-cab because my extra sand was used for their dirty kitchen. That's why I can use the old wood in the house for the framing of doors and windows in exchange for that. But you know what I mean. What if I don't have something to exchange it for? So this is what's used for today, about 3 sacks of cement for the 3-to-1 mix. So this is where they are. That's the second wall he started for today. Although it's already smoothed up, they will be on the bottom line now. So yesterday as well, they only use 2 because it's only him that's doing the rendering. So today it's 3 because yesterday it was here on this outside wall on the front, and then he continued on the room because it was raining so hard. So today they used 3 sacks of cement. Yesterday was 2 sacks of cement. So I think 5 was not recalculated in, and Tony was there destroying all the frames of the windows, making it up so he can put up the frames. I think he got about 5 made already. Then he will put them all up at once. I've noticed that the Daloy is so busy helping Tony with the wood that's not even minding about the rendering here. So hopefully this room will be finished tomorrow and only the squaring up will be done. But the additional materials to be used, to be calculated in, was 2 sacks yesterday and 3 sacks today of cement. Because I think I just calculated the total running cost was the labor yesterday, not the materials. Because I was on the rush because it was raining so hard. There was typhoon passing through Cebu City yesterday. But now that I was counting the cement left, it was 3 yesterday and then it's 2 today. 3 today, 2 yesterday.